Does this depict the Elder tribe?
Elder comes from an ancient word, meaning only the Old Ones. It was an alias given by our ancestors to outsiders who visited the village in the distant past. As for our original name, you know it well by now. We were humans.
The human tribe. So Luis's words...
There is no human tribe. Tribes, as we know them today, did not exist then. We were all one people. Humankind.
A world united. But wait. The ruins on Virga Island. There's...
A war. One that all but destroyed the world past. But its destruction was born of the discovery of Magla. Or as you call it today, magic. Do you wonder what they battled over? Without the divided tribes, what could they have disagreed on? They were racked by division. And any idea of absolute rightness is born of fear. That fear flooded the world and gave way to war. And their age of prosperity came to be called the world before. The people we now call tribes were either born of artificial division for the sake of the war effort, or natural adaptation to survive the hellscape after.
Unbelievable. We've met plenty of people caught up in pointless conflicts. Given the choice, I know they'd rather live in a world without tribal division. And yet the truth is, that world's already fallen apart.
Such drastic physical changes would normally have taken eons to effect. Accelerated by Magla, however, it was only a matter of a scant few centuries. You understand now, yes. We, the Elder, are the survivors of the old world. Our ancestors fled the flames of war and thus escaped the ensuing divisions.
It beggars belief. Tis nothing short of astounding. But then, why do we know these monsters as humans?
By the war's end, both sides were consumed by fear. Their magical assaults escalated with each retaliation, until it was beyond all control. Our world became a hell. Rampant Magla distorts the body and mind. By now, I'm sure you know that better than you ever wished to. Humans are what remains of that branch of humankind that succumbed to melancholia. Broken, horrifying testaments to their own mistakes in the war of magic. Some persist, breed, and multiply as any beast does. Others live centuries of agony before their lives burn out. Even we do not know the full scope of their nature. Regardless, when the 8 tribes settled in this land, our claim to the human legacy was forgotten. To the people, the name only meant slavering, insane monsters. Therefore, we took on an alias instead. The same one by which we are known today. The Elder.
So, the old world couldn't control its magic, and... Wait. How does the Sanctus Church fit in? All this revisionist history to spread their magic igniters.
Indeed, what are magic igniters to you? Tools for the Church to shackle the people, perhaps? Or weapons that hide magic's true potential? Am I close to the mark? In truth, it's the opposite. Igniters are tools made to limit magic. Restraints made in self-discipline, meant to avert a repeat of history's destructive mistakes. The Sanctus Church of today is muddied by greed, but its faith was born of good intentions. They once urged self-control, and thus control of one's personal magic. At times, they preached we must close our eyes to the truth when it would only lead us to ruin. By this benign tenet, history was obscured, and the Elder denounced.
I had no idea.
His Majesty only hid his son's ancestry to protect him. Yet in the end, that meant Forden could attack the village under any pretext he liked. His motives
With all that said, you have now reclaimed your true form. The friends that stand with you are of different tribes and ideologies, but of one mind. As you are now, you may walk the path of the rightful king. The path of a modern world, where the tribes walk as individuals, yet with mutual respect and cooperation.
The sovereign's power, thou king to be, entrusted with the will of the people. To bear their hopes is to be their rock in the storm, and to face anxiety in their names. Yet, anxiety itself is not something. Accept thy weakness. Walk forward alongside it.
And besides,
let's do it. Let's fight.
That's it. I've made up my mind.
Where's this coming from?
Before we got there, this but what am I gonna do? Just go, okay, bye?
Even you've got to cope with anxiety.
I realized something in our travels. Anxiety can lead people astray. There's always anxiety in the unknown. That's why I think it's my duty to help people face. Is that okay? From now on, it's not about order. Same here.
Well, we're past the worst of it. But the problem remains. Luis's dark magic.
a forbidden spell, turning sane mortals into the fearsome human monsters. In other words, a destabilizing... This man named Luis. He may have his own past.
Luis has been here? What do you know of him?
What do you wish to know?
What is this forbidden?
The essence of magic is in the control of Magla. However, just as its chaos, that was what you saw. He whipped your innate magic to a frenzy and you were lost to melancholia. Just as in every age, the cause and effect are the same. People learn fear, become slaves to their...
Pardon me. You mean to say anxiety is...
Magla is a substance born of the heart, generated when one feels anxiety or fear. In this way, it is by virtue of the anxiety in our hearts that we gain the power to overcome it. But in turn, those burdened with more anxiety and fear produce more. Without the willpower to face your fear, the Magla overflows, uncontrollable by magic, with the world embroiled in chaos. These outbursts of swollen magic may be happening all across our kingdom.
'Tis the answer to everything. The melancholia crystals, the beasts driven feral. The very land is erupting with the weight of its people.
Hold on. If Luis's art is rooted in bringing out this chaos, then anyone might be next. He said he became a monster because he's elder, but that wasn't the complete story.
Indeed. All people today are ultimately descendants of humankind. If Luis so chooses, he could turn. Yet as long as you have the strength to confront your fears, even this Trent, what do you wish to know?
Who exactly is Luke?
Every time I heard of his doings in the wider world, I felt more. His knowledge of humans, his skills in magic, his grasp of darker arts. They're all beyond a mere soldier to begin with. As it happens, a name does occur. Among those old families who perished in the fire, a family of doctors, I believe. In an effort to better heal the ills of the people, they had studied. The details are long since lost to the fire. But if Luis bears our legacy, that...
Wait. What about Luis's ambition? The vision Rella saw? Do you think he actually wants to turn everyone in the kingdom into
There is no known magic strong enough to turn many people at once, and none that can be cast.
Even if it was possible, I don't know what it would accomplish. But this is Luis we're talking about.
But if he would turn people into humans, if in the unlikely event that happened...
If there is any motive for such cruelty, it can only... If Luis is truly from this village, then their fire would have cost him everything. Such unjust tragedy could easily beget a third, even if it meant wielding a magic that twisted life into something terrible, instead of uplifting it. Indeed.
Who goes there? Someone flees!
That's him! The malformed assassin who struck at the prince! He's bound for the woods!
After him!
What now? New skills, new possibilities. Good. I'm still getting stronger. I found new power. New skills, new possibilities.
No.
Ready?
Stop! You... Zorba.
So it was you behind the attack?
Indeed it was. I killed the prince, though he died all too easily. And the odd thing was, his aura felt awfully similar to yours. So I decided to bide my time a while and listen. And it's a good thing I did. There really is something stranger going on. Who are you? Are you the prince or not? Whatever your answer, I must report back to Lord Luis.
Do you have any idea what Luis is really scheming? If he becomes king, everyone in this country is doomed.
If that is what Lord Luis so desires, then I shall see it done.
It's almost impressive how blind your faith in him is.
I suppose it's just easier to follow instead of thinking for himself. He's forgotten anything he really wants.
What did you intend to do? The crown is too heavy a burden for your reedy frame. Lord Luis is the true king, who will save the worthy. And you are nothing but a powerless imposter, only fit to be sacrificed.
He is no imposter, fiend. His Highness has finally taken his first steps on the road to victory. Here, at his journey's end, after enduring these countless hardships, he has become a true successor, a true ruler. Because he knows the people's suffering firsthand.
Well, imposter or not, it's all the same if he's a corpse. And so I shall return the prince and his dying legacy to the underworld, where they belong.
Bastard! I wondered why you ran away. But it was all to lure us straight to this monstrosity.
Keep your guard up. The Melancholia is fueling his magic power.
We've come too far to be stopped by something like him. Let's put our power on full display.
This guy shows up again just when we've unlocked some new power. Kinda feels like fate by now. Okay, time for a new fight. Stay on your toes. All right, let's take it down and then get after Zorba.
It's okay. Come forth, royal soul! Lights! Come in! Ah!
I'll show you. Raging fire! That felt great.
No holding back! It's time to strike!
Let's... Flare! Still up? I will freeze! Lights! A tough one!
Who should I...
Berserker!
It's my kind of thing.
It does! You've got some fancy footwork, Stroll. Face her!
General! Guards up and eye forward!
Behold. Freeze! Is there another way? This should work.
I owe you.
That helped us out.
That helped.
Vitus power. Better be sure.
More apple? Quick, knock them off again!
Oh, awesome souls, do your thing!
Face her! Raging fire! Let's keep it up!
I shall vanquish evil!
Roll gave them them a new weakness.
I'm all prepared.
Now hit it where it hurts.
Let's go.
This'll do.
Helpful as ever.
I owe you one.
Thanks.
More apples? Quick, knock them off again.
Berserker! You're out.
Faker!
No, I call upon royal power within! Be frozen!
You hit their weak point. Keep it up, Troll!
I will fight his power. The blade's edge.
Come on! Nice one, Captain!
Here I go. Get wrecked!
I call upon the royal soul!
General! The power
You
of
hit their weak
ice!
point. Keep it up,
Come
Troll!
forth, royal soul. No. We'll do this together.
I'll lend a hand myself. More apples? Quick, knock them off again! Sorry! Dodge, Juna!
All right! Hi, boss. They're still breathing.
Watch me! Burn! Stubborn, eh?
General! Not now. What am I up? General! Be frozen! Tougher than I
Gave
thought.
them a new weakness.
Let's go.
Now
Maybe
hit
not.
it where it hurts.
Doing still up?
Regenerated heavily! Here comes another round of wind attacks! Legs are back to normal! Ugh! We almost just taken them out! Healed! We've got to do something about those apples!
Got tickled.
Let me handle those apples! Alright! Now it can't heal itself anymore! Don't waste your chance! Get in there!
Tough one.
Faker! Raging fuck! You sure don't give up easy!
No holding back! The power
You
of
hit their
ice!
weak point! Keep it up, Troll!
I'll cut through. Still here? The blade's edge. Still up?
Oh, please!
Nice dodge! You've got some fancy footwork, Troll! Ah!
Berserker! Withstood that, eh?
I'll show you! Burn! Stubborn, eh?
Guards out and eyes forward!
Behold, I walk a royal path.
This should work.
Thank you.
More apples? Quick, knock them off again!
still breathing.
Baker! Raging fire! Sorry, my mistake.
General! Let me... After me! Not the right... I shall vanquish evil! Be frozen! They die hard!
Gave them a new weakness.
Hold on.
Hit 'em where it hurts.
Come forth, Royal Soul! Here.
My thanks!
That helped us out.
Thanks. Behold this power! Stubborn, eh?
Are you prepared? Power of
Hit our
ice!
weak point. Keep it up.
Won't hold back! Better be sure. This should work. Let's stay calm. Come forth, Royal Soul! Let's try this. Still here?
As the noble I am.
Time to switch.
Here I go!
I will fight! No. This should work.
That helped.
Let's stay calm. Better be sure. A tough one.
More apples? Quick, knock them off again! Let me handle those apples. All right. Now it can't heal itself anymore. Don't waste your chance. Get in there.
Souls of kings, give me strength. The enemy still stands. I call upon the royal soul. Sorry, my mistake.
I call upon royal power within! Be ready for anything.
Thanks, I am grateful.
I will fight with pride. Let's try this.
Helpful as ever.
That helped. That was helpful. I can do this. Behold this power! Raging from stubborn, eh?
Are you prepared? Be frozen!
Good. 'Tis done.
Not bad at all.
Does it seem that I've grown stronger?
Yeah, that feels nice. The bastard got away!
I say, you chaps boggle the mind. It's no...
I'd hoped as much. You may yet have the power to...
It's good to see you're safe. We've certainly taken these powers a long way. Maybe we thought ourselves... But don't worry. At long last, the prince is safe. In a manner of...
Still, what's our next move?
Alces once said that His Highness the Prince was a soul. He is royalty and elder both, heir to the legacies of heaven and earth. He is, when the day comes that His Highness may be revered as the good ruler he can be, then the world will truly be free of prejudice. And that, he said, is why we fight.
In his own words, huh? We have to fight for what he believed in. All the more reason we can't turn from this.
Right.
Come what may. My life is a shield raised in your highness's name. Are you prepared to fight Luis to the bitter end?
Of course.
Yes, that...
If he ends up king, he'll be sending all traitors to the gallows.
Look, I'm never giving up hope either, okay? All we have to do is beat him, right?
That's about what it comes down to, yes.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy. But we work best under pressure anyway.
You... I'm still amazed. Your mother, she loved your father, and you, with all her heart. The injustice that befell, but listen well. Once you leave this village, you cannot return until you have fulfilled your ambitions. After all, an old crone like me can't take care of you forever. If you want to overcome your hardest challenges, you'll have to face them yourself. The world's fate is in your hands. Please, put an end to the tragedies of humankind's failures.
Yes, I will.
Our final battle lies ahead. We cannot lose. Yet, before all else, His Highness has only just awoken. Let us rest in the gauntlet runner for today, and advance to the royal capital tomorrow.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? I was convinced we'd been together for a long time. But I can't believe we've only just met. The beginning of my journey may have been a false memory. But my journey with you and the memories we've made, those are all real. Oh, guess I'm repeating myself. But I'm glad we're working together.
Likewise, I'm glad to be your ally.
Yep. Though, I guess our toughest challenge is next.
The mystical fairy. Your tempered bond has become a fire by the grace of her newfound powers.
We've got the path to tomorrow in front of us, and I'm gonna lead the way.
When things get tough, remember this magic. By the way, the Chieftess told me something about your novel. I wonder what your parents wanted you to get from reading it. What they hoped for. The part we're reading today is the last chapter. The last chapter is about the ruler of a utopia. The one who governs this utopia must have an unwavering will to maintain, yet, as long as one lives by their ideals, those who support them are sure to follow. A utopia is not the creation of a single mind or a single power. The last part sounds a little more metaphorical. However, even a utopia may one day fray at the edges. And what is a true utopia? What is a true ruler? So even the author of this book struggled with these questions. And if you become king, you'll have plenty of... Lady Gruaday mentioned the king was a real idealist when he first arrived at the village, that little by little. The pains of reality crushed his hope. And he even lost his son. In the end, with that in mind, I can honestly see why people would be drawn to Luis. His values are radical and cruel, but he's devoted to them. Unshakable, even. But we can't lose either. For the sake of everyone who has believed in us along the way.
Right.
You've got the power to change the world. And the one who gave it to you was, well, yourself. And that's what I'm going to help you with. That's my mission. My real mission. And I'm going to see it through.
I saw what happened. So, you found a way to unequivocally shape your destiny. As far as I know, there is no record of your newly acquired archetype ever being an archetype whose existence was only theoretical. Known to some scholars as I once said that to be Elder was your inescapable fate. Magic is a process by which we confront fate and take. So then, what do you think?
The foremost fate. Not...
Indeed. It is birth that is inescapable. You cannot choose who you are born to, yet by some strange tangle of destiny, you were given a choice that the very act of existence denies most people. By your own will, you were born again, as a prince. Do you understand? You stand on the threshold of truly becoming a ruler. Not as an unearned title or bloodline's chance, nor as a mere authority over people. You have taken control of your life. You are ready to rule your very self. That is what it truly means to be a hero. And it is the crux of the power that is awakened within you. What glorious coincidence indeed, that I, as a scholar of archetypes, might cross paths with and witness such a remarkably fated boy. It almost bespeaks...
Indeed, 'tis his hands that bear our fate.
Who? Yes, I swear I've... Who are you? You with this voice that moves hearts, speak! Who are you? Why have you awakened this...
If it is answers you seek, then go.
Are you?
As for you, Move onward to thy final ordeal.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Okay, all our preparations are just about set. Now that this is actually happening, I've got some pre-show jitters.
All this royalty? It always felt they lived in a different world to the likes of me.
'Tis proof that bloodline decides nothing. We are one people living in a shared world.
Looks like this is gonna be our last mission. Any final words you want to say?
We can't give up. Stand strong to the end.
Of course. No way we're losing here. I've got the fire in my eyes now.
About the new stuff you've felt and learned since becoming the prince. Why is it that you want to be king? It's not about honor or power, is it?
I want to protect this country.
'Tis the answer I hoped for. As your knight, I will ever serve you with all...
Well, I guess this means we're ready. Let's move!
You see?
Yeah. After having made their arch-enemy, Luis, already has one hand, they head to Grand Trad for the
That Elden boy is nowhere to be found, I suppose.
Speaking of which, I don't see the general. The voice of the pro-Luis faction became too overwhelming. He was ultimate... Why is this happening? Even if the Sanctus Church's favor has collapsed, why is it...
The public mind is the same as it's always been. It's too difficult to find answers in themselves.
It's always easier to follow than to have to make all the risks.
Can you imagine Luis on the throne? Can you imagine what he'd do with us? We'd be the first on the chopping block. Do we hide?
Is this really the time for idle chit-chat?
Who are you?
Just a passing wastrel. Thought I'd drop in for a word since I was in the area. You might have... Well then, let us depart.
Lord Luis, your pardon. I killed the prince in the Elden village. I confirmed his death. Yet, it appears the boy candidate has merged.
Resurrected?
Yes, and what's more, the boy candidate was the actual prince after all. Something about his soul having traveled independently, and then returning to his corpore.
I see. So his ideal form was spun from man. Whatever the case, this means the land's true prince has reawakened. How interesting. After these long years, my chase may...
Lord Luis, what is it about that bastard that fascinates you? Yeah, I won't let it end like this. I have to do better. I need more power. I will show.
We'll soon be arriving above the royal...
Excellent. As planned, increase altitude and then...
Are you certain? We'll be heading directly to His Majesty, the former king.
Rest assured. That old fool is powerless.
Understood.
Let the final banquet begin.
Come on, any takers? Any bets for the other candidates? Remember, if Luis loses, a silver coin could turn into mountains of Reeve.
What are you trying to say? You think Count Luis is going to lose?
Oh, no, of course not. I'm just saying.
I'll call that bet. All in on His Highness the Prince.
A Sanctus bigwig gambling away his tides? This really is the end of the world. Didn't know his esteemed princeliness had any support.
I mean, he's not really the prince, is he? Was actually a monster in disguise all along. Haven't you heard the news?
Must be tough, being an easy mark. It didn't take much for you to buy everything. The fireworks went off the moment he said, "Behold." Remember? You don't think there's any chance, Louis?
Oi, churchman! You've seen Count Luis lie to us!
An illusion, eh? What if I said it's a power more dangerous than that? Always struck me as odd. We all know Luis, the mighty human slayer, but how does he keep finding the things? Seems a bit convenient, if you ask me. Like he knows in advance where these monsters will appear to cause havoc.
Easy to nitpick and gripe about him, isn't it, churchman? Maybe someone needs to shut you up.
All right. Let's keep things civil, eh? No sense becoming a monster.
Oi! What's all this fuss about? Damn it! When Count Luis is king, you'll all be the first at the gallows. You'll die just like Forden.
Well, they're probably just as anxious as the rest of us. All that yelling and...
It's more than that. Pockets of society have resented the upper class for ages now, but this might be the spark that lights the kindling. Luis's respect for power is certainly cruel, but it's fair to an extent. Those of us pushing the status quo.
Even then, everyone's on edge. They'll jump at any excuse to argue and snarl at each other. Never seen it this bad. Not normal, I say.
Blind fanaticism and doom go hand in hand. If we don't find some common ground soon, it'll collapse beneath us. Luis left saying that he'd be waiting at the royal capital. Only one place he could be. What are we about to see?
Ah, the royal palace. It's been a while. Do you hear me, O king? Stubborn and deathless? This country is distorted. You and the other titled authorities decide who grows fat and who is devoured. The country knows no war only because our very core is built upon a system of societal predator and prey. It cannot be defied. Hand over the royal scepter. The game is over. The country needs change.
Thou impertinent faith-breaker, hast thou no shame in preempting the day of judgment?
Do you presume yourself a god? Is that why you wrought your face in stone and took it to the heavens? You're nothing. Just an ordinary.
How wouldst thou wield the king's magic? To what end?
To purify all that your kind have left to rot. You threw away your ideals, but I will never make that mistake.
Only the people's chosen may take the throne. The royal scepter and its resting place remain beyond you.
This royal scepter, the royal magic. Did you think that only generations of kings? Why someone can manipulate world-changing power by use of only a single scepter? Why only those supported by the people? Listen well, O king. The truth behind the royal So it's true. The country truly is putrid with sin. In other words, if I took hold of it now, then I would have the power to change the world itself.
How didst thou learn of this?
How?
Thou wert elder.
You were not always blind to this country's rot. When you visited our sanctum, I saw and knew the passion in your hearts. And yet, what happened to our village? What happened to this country?
Oh.
You cannot stop me any longer. Nor can...
Snatching victory from the maw of catastrophe, the party descends again on the royal capital, Grand Trad. But they are greeted only by ominous skies. Their return hardly counts as a triumph, considering how they departed. Anticipating conflict, the Gauntlet Runner comes to a quiet stop.
What the hell's wrong with the sky?
Isn't that... Oi! Ah, that's why the sky's grown so hellish.
A more aggressive welcome than I expected. Would any introductions help them to understand?
It's useless. Words are cheap. Still, we should walk with pride, instead of trying to keep our heads down.
True enough.
His Royal Highness, the Prince, returns! Luis distorted his form through strange and terrible magics, but the curse is now dispelled. His true form has been restored!
Oi, if that's really His Highness, then tell us why in His Majesty in the sky stop all this bloodshed?
Cause he's an imposter! Just like Count Luis said! You'll not fool us again, beast!
Oi! Calm down. At least listen.
And you! Never thought I'd see one of the Magnus brothers standing against Count Luis, even the thick one. He took in a Paripus like you, and you spit on him. Only thing traitors deserve is a tight rope and a stiff beam. And you want us to support the prince?
Lady Juna, I can't believe this. I admired you. Why would you risk dying alongside some fake prince?
I don't intend on dying with anyone. Besides, I'm still me, whoever I'm standing with.
Hey, you chief! Weren't you the wretch who got kicked out of the knighthood? Now you're with this pack of Mustari girl! You ungrateful pagan! Count Luis brought down...
What is all this? The truth of the prince hardly matters to them. Every one of them's only concerned.
We'll have your heads on pike soon enough! Leave!
If they're just monsters, we can deal with them ourselves. How...
This is bad. They really are out...
Oi! Over here! Don't bother with them! No talking this one out. You need to run! Now!
We weren't away from the city that long. What happened? Why are...
The prince turning into a monster before their eyes still lingers in their minds. After all, a monster entered into...
No, that's not...
I know. It's not true. But truth and how it appears to the citizens are different beasts. Moreover, humans have been sighted closer than ever before. The royal capital's populace is unused to danger, so they've become suspicious of each other. How fares your neighbor? Do you run in circles with monsters in disguise? Are questions on the tip of every tongue. Ever since Forden's death, Luis has everyone on a knife edge. He's erratic, and nobody knows how he'll react to those who defy him if push comes to shove.
So, at the core of it, people are scared witless, and they cling to Luis as a savior, rather than the devil he is.
You well know that Luis cares not one whit about so even those who may have opposed him at first now counsel that condemning him would be imprudent, as it puts their safety at risk.
Then we're stuffed. He won't save anyone, and oh yeah, he can create humans, by the way.
Oh, that's all true then. I have my suspicions, but it's still a bit of a jolt. This all said, in my humble opinion, what we're seeing in the people now has been in the works for some time. Now, has the tournament for the throne truly ever been a fair contest? The Sanctus Church bent it to its whim, and I abetted that. To my shame. Before I met you people, I didn't have much to me but anger and quips. I'd rant and snipe and have my cynical little discourse, but I'd only looked to others for change. Now maybe that outlook's our real enemy. Blind fanaticism, like I had. Even if there's no malice to it, it's a dangerous thing. Hard to think clear when your mind's a muddy stream.
We've been told Magla is born from people's anxiety. Perhaps the proof is now before our eyes.
Kind of ironic, but we have to do something about it. If we don't, they'll never listen. We'll only ever be seen as an enemy.
I had the inn prepared. They won't let anyone in but you lot. Let's head there for now, shall we?
All right.
All right, then.
Hey.
Oh, now this I can't believe.
Let's go.
Oh, now this I can't believe.
What now?
All right. All right. That.
Smash it all to bits!
Everyone, I'm glad you made it back in one piece. Since you left.
Have you changed?
Tis quite a story, but it deserves explaining.
I had thought all this business with declaring yourself the prince was a well-meaning bluff. But under the deception, you were, in fact, the actual prince. Is that right? Still, I mean, how do you get the whole country to believe your story? Is that even possible?
Frankly, I doubt it. We've just seen firsthand how far we'll get trying to talk the people down.
Then what will you do? If this goes on?
But you're still you, yes? You came to help everyone, just like you helped me before, right?
Yes, that's right. It'll all turn out fine.
Good.
I see. So, even if no one believes you, you're still determined to settle the score with Luis head-on?
Even so, the gulf between us is wider than ever. The people have all but named him their champion. With so little time, a guileless appeal to the public may fall on deaf ears.
Hard luck for the honest knight. Not much room left for civil debate now that Luis is openly advocating killing his opposition. Well, that ship sailed when the king's magic faded. Anyway, if there is a key to turning the tide, first place I'd look is the castle in the sky. You saw how violent and volatile the city folk are now, but I don't think it's as simple as fearing Luis. I've been keeping an eye on the royal capital while you were off on your jaunt through the woods. Frankly, the change in public sentiment was too sudden, unnatural. It's as if they've been collectively drained of their sanity, and if I had to guess what's causing it...
You're implying it's Luis's doing? All the eeriness in the sky. Is that because...
Don't know, but the change in the citizens is certainly odd. If something really is forcing it, that means we might still have a chance to fix it.
On the other hand, it may well be bait for a trap.
There's gotta be something up there.
Then it's settled. Head to the royal palace and put a stop to whatever Luis is cooking up. With that Skyrunner, you're the only ones who can. And we'll fight in the ways we can too. We'll make sure the whole kingdom hears that the real prince is back after all the strife he's been through.
Indeed. If you can make things better, you might just inspire everyone to remember their own hopes and dreams. Maria's been terribly patient, waiting for you and believing in you. It'd be nice to see her smile again.
Right.
I'll always believe in you.
We'll all do our best, so you can be a good king.
Indeed. If we win, I suppose you really will be king.
We're counting on you, O king.
It is too late today for a grand charge, I fear. Let us take a night's rest, and on the morrow, we make for the castle.
What to pick?
All right, then.
Good night.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 31 days remain.
To all the people who dwell in this land,
this voice?
Soon, naught but 1 month will remain. On the dawn of the day of the hero, the one who has inspired the greatest faith of the people shalt inherit the kingdom. I bid thee forget not these words.
Wasn't expecting to wake up to such a spectacle. But I suppose that confirms it. This is where it ends.
Luis has already fortified himself behind the palace walls. Good thing we've got a Skyrunner. Or it'd already be over for us.
Or perhaps it is us he has been waiting for all this time.
However disturbing the world looks now, 'tis only a prelude to the deadland Luis strives for.
Sky looks proper hellish already. And with all the humans out there, it's no wonder everyone's losing their grip.
Well, he wanted a fair world where strength decides everything. Funny how that's indistinguishable from absolute chaos.
But it's Luis who has the most support right now. And that wasn't born of deception. He broke the nation's order, and everyone knows it.
True enough. That's what got Ardell and I dreaming to begin with. Figured a world where the poor and weak get trampled on was a world worth breaking. Come to think of it, what do we all stand for, really?
Maybe hope.
A little broad, don't you think?
I don't really know what everyone's talking about, but everyone who's seen you and your friends say you're amazing. You make them really, really happy. Because, you know, you've got all the tribes in your team. Everyone's different, but you keep working together and doing great. You're so cool.
A fair point. You're quite right, Maria. It is a hard thing to word, so forgive my fumbling. But perhaps it is a matter of standing for something Luis does not believe exists. We must prove that it does.
If you keep on believing in what you want, and you keep on working hard for it, it will come true.
That's right, love. I can think of plenty of people who would be much happier if they took a page from your book.
I see now. This is surely the essence of true magic.
Best of luck, Your Highness. After all those speeches about taking the throne, it'll be awfully irresponsible to go dying on us now.
Right, thank you.
Well, we'd best keep an eye on the calendar. The king's deadline was the dawn of the day of the hero, so we've got until the day before. And that won't be the end of things either. Even if people come to their senses, it would amount to nothing if Luis sits upon the throne. Personally, I think we should prioritize our main objective here. I'm sure we'd get it done, but we have to make sure we have at least 1 day to spare before the day of the hero.
We've got a few days left, so it's up to you how we spend them. When we set off, Let's do it with no regrets. So Luis is hiding in the floating royal palace here. We have to stop him. I won't accept... That's...
Let's put an end to this.
So?
Smash it all to bits!